Yeah, yeah. Fresh out the cell with a plan and a boo. Anklet beeping, but my heart's beating for you. Let's go. Met her on a prison pen pal site. She said you cute even in that orange light. Now I'm home and I'm free, kinda on probation. She picked me up in a Prius, pure elation. Got a teardrop tat and a heart full of dreams. She brought cupcakes and some government cheese. I said, girl, you a snack, maybe even a feast. She said, you just hungry cause you live with the beast. Love after lockup, wild and free. Got no keys, but she got the key to me. From yard time to FaceTime, look at us glow. From prison phone calls to reality show. Love after lockup, we don't play. Tinder got nothing on JPay. I did my time, now I'm doing hers. Doing laundry and love, both in spurts.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love After Lockup Lockdown, where we are covering Season 2, Episode 24. As always, you can find us in our Facebook group and on Instagram at Love After Lockup Lockdown. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Lisa.
And this week we're covering Season 2, Episode 24, Inmates or Soulmates. And this is back to Love After Lockup. Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am fantastic. And we have a new cast now.
Thankfully, because I was getting a little bit, I don't know, sick of the other people because it just seemed like, some of them, you could tell are and we know they are going to keep going on because they have more story to tell. But others, it was just like, oh gosh, like Scott and Lizzie. Like, come on, like, all right, we're at the end. We've worn that one out.
We need to be done with this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to have a new cast. It was started dragging on there for a little bit.
Yeah, and this new cast they've amped it up a lot.
It was fun. Even the first episode was fun.
Mm-hmm.
We start with Josh and Cheryl is 30 and Josh is 31. He did 6 years for bank robbery.
Yeah. So I find it funny that she's like, I want more than the average life, and she's gonna make it happen. And I'm like, all right, what does more than the average life entail to you? Does it mean married to a criminal, or are you looking to get like a fancier life? Because you're not gonna get that out of a career criminal. And then she says that she is obsessed with serial killers, and aren't we all? All women love true crime. It's just stop acting like you're special because we all like true crime. Every woman.
Every woman isn't I think she's turned on by crime, and every woman is not turned on by crime. Being interested, intrigued by what kind of mind could commit these kind of crimes is one thing, but to like get off on it,
That's true.
that's different.
Yeah, yeah, she's on a whole other level, and she's got those, which I've mentioned this before in the Facebook group. She's got those crazy eyes. She looks crazy. Like, if I were in a room just talking her and I'd be nervous as hell. Be like, let me out of here because something's about to go down.
She was doing a school report on serial killers, and she was scrolling a prisoner dating site. She did mention that she didn't want to be involved. She didn't want to be in a relationship with a serial killer because they were never going to get out. But that's the only reason.
I don't believe that. She was looking for a freaking serial killer.
I think you're right.
Yeah. And I don't know if, like, maybe just in her area or close by in her vicinity because she knows she can't be with someone gazillions of miles away. She just couldn't find
Yeah.
one. She couldn't find an attractive serial killer. That's what it is.
Could be.
Yeah. She's like, I'm going to go to the next best thing. Oh, bank robber. Of course.
She must have just been attracted to him. You know what I mean? It's so weird. She kind of comes out and she's like, "Oh, I'm a groupie," you know?
Oh, yikes.
So she visited him about 10 times while he was incarcerated, which is good. I did not catch how long they had been together. Did you?
I No, I didn't either. It just said that 10 they've seen each other 10 times. Yeah, I didn't hear a span of time.
Mhm.
He's told her things like, "I'm gonna put a baby in you." That's gross to me. If someone said that
So
to me,
gross.
I'd be like, "All right, we're done here."
I thought the same thing. I was like, "Ew." Yeah, so she comes right out and says that she thinks him robbing the bank is a turn on. No surprise there.
Yeah. She's also like, "Oh, he doesn't steal from the people he loves. He steals from the people that he thinks deserves it." All right. So he thinks that all the people in your community that put their money into the bank and these people who just went to work that day in that bank deserve to be terrified
Right?
by a bank robbery, an armed bank robbery. Got it.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. So when he robbed the bank, this is probably my favorite part. He wore a long blonde wig. And after the robbery, the employees described him as a fat blonde woman who was very tall.
Yeah. So in the next scene, she's gonna go pick up a cake for her 3-year-old, and she has 3 kids. It was going really fast. I didn't write down all the kids' ages or their names and whatever, but she's with her sister, and this is for her birthday. And her sister is actually a correctional officer who works in a maximum security prison.
Yeah, that's wild. It's wild. I'm sure her sister has all kinds of stories to tell her, but again, this is what I'm saying. Like, she's got this attraction, you know what I mean? That's her kink.
hmm So we go on to the sister asking her a bunch of questions, and I feel at this point she already knows the answers, but they're just doing this for this for the show. So they're in the cake shop, of course, because this is where you have these types of conversations in public with strangers around. She spent $30,000 on Josh while he's been in prison, and the sister says you could have used that for a down payment on a house.
Right?
So again, why would you need $30,000 in prison? What are you doing with that there? We haven't heard whether Josh is a drug addict yet. We can only speculate that we'd be using $30,000 in prison not on hot Cheetos.
No, you that's a lot of money. I wonder how long he had been in. Well, he was in for the 6 years, but 30,000 over 6 years even,
6
even if it was the day he went in that they were together, that's still a lot of money.
Yeah, that's I mean, I don't think that my husband could spend that on Hortons in 6 years. I mean, that's a lot of freaking money. I mean, we found out how much a bar of soap costs and stuff, like, that'd be a lot. Like, what are you buying?
I wonder if there's a limit on how much commissary they can buy,
I
you
don't
know?
know. And call it
Yeah, could you spend $2,000 a week on commissary if you wanted to? I don't know.
but then again, they might be like, okay, that's probably prison currency too, like,
Oh, yeah.
commissary. It trade
Yeah,
this, trade that. He could be paying people off to just leave him alone. We don't know. Buying calling cards. I have no idea.
and she makes $1,200 a week as an intervention assistant. And she said she also got a cleaning job to make sure she could send him enough money.
That's a very good income, especially because it looks like she lives like possibly in a poorer type area based upon her parents' house and her parents. I don't know. Did we say where she's from?
I didn't see that. I didn't make a note of it.
I'm just wondering, like, that seems like that's a lot of money. I mean, that'd be a lot of money here in New York where the cost of living is super high. So I don't know. If you have $1,200 a week plus you need a cleaning job, oh my gosh.
Well, 30,000, like we said, is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Her sister asks her if they're gonna get married, and she says yes, and her sister tells her she's dumb, which I agree. What That's a terrible idea.
It is. She says she has a mind like a teenager, everything's a fairy tale, and yeah, you can see that, absolutely. I
Mhm.
don't need to know her to know that that's accurate.
Next up, Vincent and Amber. Vincent is 30 and Amber is 34. And he arrives at his mom's house and he says that he is half Mexican and half Italian. His father is Mexican and his mom is Italian.
Yeah, he says he's close with his mom, which a lot of Italian moms are close with their sons. I don't want to stereotype here, but I am Italian, so don't come at me. But yeah, I mean, typically that's the case. And but mom, I don't feel, because of their closeness, that she's comfortable with any of this, and she's expressing that. He's going to stay with his mom for a few days, and he can't say what he does for a living, but he just says it's specialist work. But we do know that he's in the service or something like that.
Right. So he says he's heavily into physical fitness. Like you said, he's in the military. So it's just an interesting combination of person to be seeking out prisoners.
That is exactly what I thought. I'm like, that's interesting, but we've seen this before with Marcelino.
Right. That's
We're not
true.
sure where, again, there may be a kink going on here. We don't know. But Amber basically just finds out, surprise, she's going to get out in a few days. And they just so happen to be recording at this time.
So this is interesting. I was talking to her within the last couple days, and I had said that I feel like a lot of the seasons or a lot of the scenes are staged. And she said not as many as you would think. And but also clarified that that's for her specifically, her time on the show. So I don't know.
I'm not going to say, okay, there's a difference between staged, but then also recording at opportune times. Do you know what
Mhm.
I mean? I mean, I don't think that they're just, it's not like reality TV that we used to see in the 90s where they're literally just in your house, living there, recording everything that happens all day long,
Right.
just in case something happens. They're only recording at specific times. Like they knew Amber was going to call him and she was going to tell him that she's getting out in a few days, because otherwise they could be sitting there recording this dude doing, push-ups and sit-ups and pull-ups until Amber magically calls just on a whim. So they knew, and for that, I don't think it's set up where she's like, "All right, Amber, now you're going to call." Like they knew she was going to call and they just had to
Mhm.
be there at that moment. So for that, I mean, this stuff is definitely happening. It's definitely happening. They're not like calling the jail going, "Hey, can you call Amber and tell her she's going to get out?" Like they know. So there's a difference.
And when she calls him, she tells him she's getting out in 2 days.
Mhm.
So he starts making plans to get up there to see her.
So we did find out that he actually wrote to 10 inmates and wasn't sure who was going to answer or if they were going to answer. So it just so happens that Amber's the one that that took the bait, basically. So it's like he doesn't say like how many actually answered or whether some answered, some didn't, and he just chose Amber. Was she the only one?
I don't know, but, like, right out of the gate, Vincent seems like a kind of a weird dude. Like, he just
Yeah.
has this weird vibe, and I'm not sure what it is, I can't put my finger on it, but there's just something about him that, you're like, that's I don't know, it's uncomfortable and awkward.
Did anyone ask her in the chat about him and whether, like, I don't know. How would you ask her? Like, hey, Amber, were you the only one that answered out of the 10 prisoners? Vincent.
before we ask her those kind of questions, I feel like we should get through her season so we have all of the information. She's like, well, should probably like watch the show. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
So they've never met before, but they've been dating for 22 months.
Yeah, and they have never met in prison in person, never met face to face. And
Right.
here's disturbing information. And my mind immediately went to sex trafficking, but that's not the case here. But she's in prison for drug trafficking. Surprise.
Hmm.
They met on Write a Prisoner, which a lot of the people on the show do. And he basically just told her while they were chatting, after never meeting in person, you should marry me. Great idea.
I mean, I don't know, man.
I mean, her statement, though, okay. For as crazy as this statement was a good statement. She says that they're as in love as two people can be that have never met each other. All right.
Yeah.
Good statement. Good. That's one of the clearer minded statements I have heard people say on this show.
Yeah. So she says that they're as in love as you can be without meeting, and that's fair. And I think it's very fair statement, considering a lot of the times what we're seeing in the show is people professing their love for the other person, and it's doesn't work out to be that way. Like, they don't feel the way that they think they feel. This is a reasonable statement. I don't know him really, but what I do know of him, I love,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And some of them I think is like that's why when you do see them when they finally do meet, it looks very forced and then not at all what they expected because they
Mhm.
have these high expectations that just are not going to come true. So mom asks where Amber's gonna go, Vincent's mom, where Amber's gonna go when she gets out. And here's where we find out some more information on Amber. She's gonna stay with her prison wife's mom. But the reason for this is because Amber's mom is not available because Amber's mom is also in prison, like Amber is, for the same crime, trafficking methamphetamines. So it was a mother and daughter thing.
I think that they got caught at the same time, if I remember
Hmm.
correctly, but I'm not 100% sure.
It sounded like it.
So Amber's friend, her name is Puppy or Michelle, but for the purposes of the show, there she's referred to as Puppy.
Yeah. Mom says, she's super worried, but again, she says she can't control her 30-year-old son. All right. I mean, this mom seems like very down to earth, grounded. She cares, she's concerned, but she knows and ultimately she has no control over this.
Yeah, but she asks to go with him. That's weird. You wanna go meet your potential fiancé with your mom?
Uh, I mean, I I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't be like, "Hey, I want to go." Um, I'd be like, just like when she's available, bring her to see me. I'm not going.
But this is the first time they're ever gonna meet, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go with you." That would be
Yeah.
even more awkward.
Yeah.
Next up, Andrea and Lamondre. Andrea is 37 years old. Lamondre is 33 years old. And he is doing 13 years for drug trafficking.
This guy wasn't just a drug trafficker. Like he was a kingpin drug trafficker. Big
Right.
time. They called him Scarface.
Yeah, they showed a lot of newspaper articles where they were referring to him and his arrest and such. So he was a big deal in the area. She's a single mom of 3 kids, and she owns her own sunglass company, which sounds like she's doing fantastic.
Yeah, I think she is. And she does her own photo shoots. We find out she's going to tell her sisters about this because they know nothing. And she's held this secret somehow for 2 years, which is crazy to me.
Mhm. Now she's one of 6 girls in her family, and her mom shows up to watch her kids while she goes out with her sisters. Her mom having no idea what's going on or why they're all going out.
Yeah. So Andrea says that this is the bad boy that no one wants their daughter to date. And so she's super nervous about all this, especially with all these women, and women tend to be a lot more judgmental about certain things. And we do find out that Lamondre said that he well this I love how he stated this. He's like, I made $300,000, and then he's like, in 1 day.
Can you even imagine? Like, can you imagine making 300K a day? You don't even need to do that for very long. Like give me a week making 300K a day. I'm good for ever. I don't know, but that's just crazy money.
And in order for this money to not get seized when you go to jail, they have to hide the money. So it's not like they can like keep cash in their walls and shit. They got to put this money into, if they're smart, foreign bank accounts because it can't be tracked. We do find out that like Lamondre, this is backwards. This is the first time we've seen this. Lamondre takes care of her
Right.
financially. So smart woman owns her own business, isn't giving Lamondre $30,000 for prison commissary, but he pays her whole household bills.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he sent her about $18,000.
Yeah. Um he's also, again, because they all like to do this, he's like just basically told her, not asked her if you're to be his wife. He's just told her, you're going to be my wife.
Yep.
And he's going to get out very soon, we think.
So she met him through her cousin, but there's not a lot of information beyond that so far. We might find out more.
Yeah. She also says something that I don't think we've really heard yet or before from anyone, is that she says she loves turning a bad guy into a good guy. Wow, did you choose the biggest project in the entire universe? This is a guy, if you have never seen this season or Lamondre, he has a full mouth of gold teeth. I'm gonna guess they're real.
I'm sure. So she tells her sisters about him, and none of them are impressed, I think is actually really an understatement. But they cut the scene right there. So we don't know how unimpressed, but we will find out.
Hmm.
Next up, we meet Lacy and John. Lacy is 29 and and John is 33. Now he's serving a year for possession of a firearm. I think that's just this time because I get the distinct impression that he's been to jail or prison more than once.
Yeah. I'm gonna say you're right. She says everyone has secrets, but some are better at hiding it. And we find out that she's a cam model. And I don't know much about Lacy right now, but as of this moment, I'm not impressed.
She has 3 kids, and they're younger kids. She was with John, then he went to jail, and she spent some of her I'm sorry, she met her ex-husband, and they had the 3 kids, and then he got locked up. And so
Yeah.
she went back to John.
Gosh. So she says she prefers inmates, and she's telling her kids that she's going to go on a business trip, and then her dad's there because I'm assuming dad is the one that's going to be watching the kids. They're all excited because grandpa's going to just let them do everything, play Fortnite all night, stay up all night. um, and then she tells her dad that they're engaged, and dad is super unimpressed.
Yeah, I feel bad for her dad, honestly.
All the dads.
I know. We find out that she had only dated John for a few weeks before he got locked up.
Yep. Great. Sounds like a catch. She's telling dad, "Oh, he loves me." And then Lacy is telling her dad that he's gonna parole at their home. And understandably, dad is super concerned because she doesn't really know this guy. She's gonna bring him into her home. He's a criminal, and she's got three small kids.
Right.
I'd
Right.
be freaking out, man, freaking out.
Hmm. And he got arrested for selling coke to an undercover. And then 2 weeks after getting out for that, he was arrested for possession of a gun. So I was right. He had been arrested before.
Yeah, he's super bright also because he sold drugs to an undercover cop. Dad is saying that he does not support her marriage and he is not going to walk her down the aisle.
Right.
And we've heard this one before. And then dad says you need to think about your kids and she's like, "I always think about my kids." I don't think that you do.
No, her dad says that she's always dated losers and she gets mad and starts crying. And her dad tells her to grow up. Grow up and think about your kids.
Yeah, it's a great statement.
But we end this scene where she says that she's keeping a secret from her dad. Another one. Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Next, we're back to Cheryl and Josh. She has her friend, who is a clown, come over for her kid's birthday party.
I mean, at this point, I'm not surprised at all that Cheryl's friend is a professional clown. Let's just say that.
She's probably like, how very Gacy like of you.
Oh my gosh, exactly what I was thinking before she even just mentioned him. She mentioned Gacy.
She doesn't want to date a serial killer because she wouldn't see him enough. That's what I was saying before. I jumped the gun a little bit there, but yeah, she wouldn't see him enough. And that's the only reason.
Exactly. Her friend cracked me up by because the friends always seem to be the bearers of wisdom. That Josh is a failed bank robber.
Right? I mean, it's true though. Like you're this head over heels over a bank, you're like, oh, he's a bank robber. Yeah, but he got caught. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Her friend says that her choices aren't that bright. Well, that's fair. That's a fair statement.
Yeah, we're seeing a pattern here.
She announces at the party that he's getting out. And that goes about how you would expect.
Oh yeah, dad is pissed and mom looks shocked.
Mhm.
Dad is like, "No, we're not going to accept him." And he's concerned about the gun thing and because she's got kids. He's like, he's pulled out a gun before and he'll do it again. And basically insinuating that it could be on you or your kids.
Right. And her dad asks her what she's going to do with her kids when she goes to see him, and she tells him that he's watching them. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're just going to go tell somebody, hey, I'm leaving town and you're going to keep my kids. And not only did she not tell them, she waited for them to ask. What was the plan? Just drop them off and leave?
Yeah, I'm guessing, and the vibe seemed to be that she does this stuff to them all the time and just literally leaves her kids with grandma and grandpa.
That's crazy work, man.
And I would see that they would be okay with it if it was for reasons that made sense. I have to work and I don't have anyone to watch my kids. But it seems like she just goes off and does crazy shit like this and just pawns the kids off for, and this wouldn't be like a couple hours, this would be days. I'm just gonna leave my kids with you for to do
Right.
something that you don't even support.
You don't like what I'm doing, but I'm going to make you watch my children while I do it. Essentially against your will, because I didn't get permission from you, you know?
Yeah. Dad says that he doesn't give the marriage long. I'm with him on this. And
Mhm.
that he literally just won't be at the wedding and he's definitely not going to walk her down the aisle.
Well, he asks her just to wait like a year. Just wait a year before you get married. And she says, no way. And starts talking about the kind of wedding she wants. The girl's like, I mean, I hate to say it, but she's delusional. She is not operating in this reality.
No.
Next, we get back to one of your favorites, Lisa, Angela and Tony. Angela is 47 and Tony is 34. So there's a little bit of an age gap.
Yeah, I was super excited to see them back because their story just basically ended in a screeching halt and we didn't hear from them again for a long time.
Yeah,
And they're back. And I'm so happy. And it was because Tony basically wasn't getting out, so they couldn't continue their story. They thought he was, but he wasn't.
right. He was doing 4 years for possession of a firearm. And they've been together a year and a half. They met on a prisoner pen pal site. I think that's so far, that's basically where everybody's met, with the exception of Andrea and Lamondre. They met through her cousin, but I think they've all been pen pal sites.
I'm just gonna say real quick, would one go to prison for 4 years for firearms charge? Doesn't that sound weird? I wonder if there's more to that.
Probably. You could probably look up his charges.
Yeah,
It's probably not his first time. I mean, Tony doesn't
maybe.
strike me as a first time offender.
No.
He says she's intelligent and she says he's sexy. So we see what's going on.
He saw basically a woman who, when he gets out of prison, would take care of him because
Right.
as far as I know, Angela's doing pretty well. Um, she's just basically out here supporting herself. She's an older woman, so she could definitely have a sugar baby and be taking care of him, and that's what's already happening because she gives him money in prison. And he says he loves the way she loves him, and he says financially and emotionally, because he had to throw the financially in there, because that's how you love someone, by giving them money in prison. That's how you express your love.
Well, if you have spent a bunch of time in prison, then that could be how somebody expresses their love, like how you would see somebody expressing their love. Apparently, he proposed.
I was gonna say I could go on JPay right now and pick a random person and just give them money, but
Right.
it doesn't mean I love them.
Then you get a letter. Thank you so
Yeah,
much, my love. No. Oh, so he proposed to her after 3 months, and he did it through the mail, which just seems so strange. Like, I don't know, man. That is such a weird thing to do. You snail mail somebody, and
I forgot about that.
back in the 1800s, that makes sense, but
He Pony expresses her drawings, because remember he sent her like handmade cards and stuff on like note paper. I forgot all about that.
he says he's a cougar hunter. I
Oh
like,
gosh,
I don't know.
that's our next sticker or t-shirt. Cougar hunter.
Cougar hunter.
Cougar hunter. Love after lack of lockdown with the QR code on the back.
So she says that they're having steak for dinner, but they only have a few hours before he has to be to the halfway house. And her friend warns her straight out that he might be using her, and she would know because she has been in prison and she knows how prisoners will use people on the outside.
Yeah, I didn't catch her friend's name, but they were sitting on that couch and they were talking back and forth, and you can both hear, or you can hear in both of them, that they are heavy, heavy smokers and have been for many years. They're laughing and you can hear the phlegm in their throats. And like, what is happening here? And then their friend mentions that they could quickly have sex in the truck stop bathroom.
Oh, her and Tony. I was like, I thought you meant the
Yeah,
two of them. I was like,
no,
wow, I
no,
did not catch that.
no, her and Tony, not the friend and Tony, Angela and Tony.
No, I thought you meant Angela and the friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sound like those smoker voices.
So she says that he's very motivated to get a job, and Then we find out that she sent him between $6,000 and $8,000.
I think it's more than that. I think
I
that's
think you're
very
right.
low. That's low.
Over the course of how long, too? Do we know how long they were together?
No, but I can't be sure about this, but I feel like the last season they were on, I feel like we heard a higher number, but I can't be positive about that.
I don't
But
know.
it sounds super low.
It does sound low. It's hard to say. Next, we're back to Andrea and Lamondre, and he says back in the day, his hands were eaten up by cocaine. I didn't even know that could happen. I guess
Me
that's why you wear
either.
gloves if you use it. I thought that it would, like, get you high, like, you know what I mean? Like, by touching it, and that's why they wore gloves. I didn't realize that it ate up the skin on their hands.
I didn't realize that either. I thought maybe because it permeated the skin and could get into, like, say, your cuticles and stuff, and, like, it would make you high or something like that, but I didn't know.
Yeah, I thought it could get in your skin and make you high, but I just didn't
Yeah.
think it would tear up your skin like that. But, I mean, if it can get absorbed, I guess that's logical.
Yeah, like, almost like burning his skin or something, he made it sound like.
Mhm.
Weird.
So she's very nervous about telling her sisters about him, and when she does, they are less than happy.
Yeah, they feel like they're being pranked. There's a lot of different voices, and the one's like, "Are we being pranked?"
Yeah. Well, I would understand why you'd feel that way. It's been like you find out not only is your sister dating a felon, but she's been dating him for 2 years. And also he's this big drug kingpin. And also he's going to be getting out. Like there's a lot of things that they're getting hit with all at once.
Crazy. She's like, I know you guys are judging him. Well, why wouldn't they? Okay. I mean,
Right?
Andrea seems like a very smart woman, and she's also very good looking. She does not need to go this route. I mean, if she wanted a sugar daddy, she could have got one, hands down, that's not in prison with cocaine hands and gold teeth.
She tries to defend him to her sisters, but her sisters are not having it. They want no part of it.
Yeah. And it's also last minute, which they don't appreciate. She's basically like, he's gotten out like super soon, and like I've been with him for 2 years. So for 2 whole years, she doesn't say a word, and now she's just dropping this bomb on them. Seems like a great idea.
Right, right. And then they all have to rush inside because there's a storm. They had been sitting on like a rooftop kind of bar area. And so the storm moves in and they're all running inside. It looks like it popped up really fast.
Yeah. Well, here comes mom just
Right.
out of nowhere because one of the sisters texted her or called her, and mom comes in, and I'd be scared. I'd be scared.
Here's the thing. Where are the kids now? Because she didn't bring them and she was watching them. Who's got the kids?
I thought the same thing in the car.
I hope not.
Don't know.
So Andrea feels really disrespected after arguing with her mom, and she leaves the restaurant altogether. Next up, we have Vincent and Amber. He's flying to meet her for the first time, and he says they want to get married and have at least 2 kids.
Yeah, he's been waiting 22 months and he just doesn't want to screw this up. I guess that's makes sense.
He arrives at the prison, and she comes out, and they awkwardly hug and then awkwardly kiss.
It was real awkward.
It was so strange. And then, like, it was so awkward that she announced that it was awkward because as soon as it happened, I felt it. And then she was like, well, that was awkward. I thought, I'm glad you noticed too.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Sometimes you can have a connection with somebody on one level, but that doesn't mean when you meet face to face that that connection will still be there. You know what I mean? Like maybe they would have been better as friends, maybe not at all. I don't know. Maybe somebody misrepresented themselves. You never know. But it was 100% weird from the get.
Oh yeah, you felt the awkwardness of this whole thing. Oh, can you imagine? Could put yourself in that position. You've only been talking to this person. You meet them in Oh man, I just wouldn't even bother. bother. I'd be like, yeah, I'm not doing this. I changed my mind.
So I think it was her who said that he's in the military and she's a hustler by nature.
Yeah, so she said she did not grow up in a Brady Bunch household and that she's been hustling since she was a preteen. So she's
Mhm.
a career criminal with her mom by her side. It's a family-owned business.
They're going to an Airbnb, and he says that he loves her and he's hoping for the best.
So he also does say that it's a surreal moment and that he's not sure about the chemistry. Did you catch that in the car?
I didn't, but that's good to hear because if he didn't notice at all that things were weird, that would be concerning.
Mhm.
Next, back to Lacy and John. She gets a call and says she's so excited to see him.
Ooh, I I don't know about Lacey at this moment, but she's not winning me over. She puts on this Paris Hilton voice, and I'm just like, it's like creeping me out, like chalkboard chills. I don't like it. I'd rather hear Sarah speak Ebonics than this woman speaking like this. It's like a baby voice and a cutesy thing. And I'm like, she must like speak like this on her because she's a cam model. She, like when she's talking to her clients, I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. She does. She says she's gonna get a spray tan because she wants to look perfect for him. But we find more out about the spray tan later on here. But she again says she's keeping something from him.
Right. 4 months prior, she planned to marry John, but now she's not so sure.
Well, and we find out why because her other inmate boyfriend calls him from prison, and she's again using Paris Hilton speaking, and she said that her and John got into a fight, and then because of that, she jumped on the inmate dating site, and then she met Shane.
Right. Chon and Chain.
Sean and Shane.
Chon? Chain? Sean did 4 years for malicious wounding.
What? I missed that. What the hell does that mean?
That's a good question. I don't know. We'll have to look that one up.
Weird.
And then she asks him what he wants to eat when he gets out, and he says, whatever. And she says she's got something he can eat. I didn't need to hear that part of this conversation.
I wanted to throw up. I literally wanted to throw up at this moment. This has to be hands down one of the grossest things we've heard thus far. I'd rather hear the word Megan say the word virgin at this point.
I'm just going to make a sound clip of Megan using the word virgin and put in like
Ugh,
22 hours of it and send it over to you.
ugh, ugh. You should make a compilation. We could make an AI song with the grossest statements from this show. Be like a rap song. It'd be like, I got something you can eat. Virgin. Virgin.
Virgin. Oh. So Shane is getting out of prison the next day, and then John is getting out 2 weeks after that. That seems problematic and dangerous.
Ugh. I'm no I okay. Even though I don't care for her at this point, I know that they're gonna make this season. That and Tony and Angela, I just can feel it. But then we've got also with I gotta memorize people's names now all over again. The crazy eyes one with the clown friend. Cheryl. Cheryl and
Cheryl.
Josh seem like they're gonna be really interesting too. But we'll have to see. But this is definitely a amped up casting here for sure. These stories are going to be really, really fun to follow.
Now she's telling her family she's going to a modeling gig, but she's actually driving 7 hours to pick up Shane. And we find out that neither of them know about each other, which is not surprising, but this is what I'm saying. This is a dangerous game. The next day and 2 weeks. She's giving herself 2 weeks to figure this out.
I feel that this is how she lives her life and has done this before. She likes the competition of men fighting over her, I think. Like, are you getting that? Like, maybe
Yeah.
she thrives on this. I don't know. Drama? She must love drama because she's creating it.
Some people thrive on drama, you know? It
Mhm.
stresses me the fuck out though. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'll pass. I'd rather have a boring life any day of the week.
Yeah.
Who is your VIP for this episode?
Oh, I forgot about this. Go with the clown friend
Okay.
because it would have been either that or her sister. But yeah, the career clown. Yeah, definitely.
I chose Lacy's dad for
Oh,
speaking out the truth there, standing up to her. That was, all that stuff he said needed to be said.
yeah, this is hard because we don't know these people yet.
Well, I mean, we're just basing this on this small
Yeah.
tidbit of information. You got to take all this with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? We're doing our best here. Who is your POS for this episode?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go with Lacy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with
same.
Lacy because she's just playing games. I don't like it.
She's another Michael, dude.
I don't think she's gonna win me over in any way. I think she's gonna be on our POS list a lot, a lot.
Yeah. You just can't do stuff like that to people and have no problems.
Yeah, especially it's even more dangerous because these are dangerous guys. They're criminals. And you're playing a game with criminals. Nuts. Nuts.
So that's about it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, head over to Apple or Spotify to rate and review. If you'd like to continue the conversation, join our group on Facebook at Love After Lockup Locked Down. Listen every Wednesday wherever you find your podcasts and keep those notifications on to be the first to catch bonus episodes.
And in the meantime, don't fall in love.
And don't get locked up.
First date at Walmart, keeping it low. Told the clerk, don't judge me, I'm on parole. I brought roses, okay, 1 rose from a gas station. She said, oh babe, now that's validation. We be vibing in a halfway suite. Microwave dinners, romance elite. She my ride or die, she brought me a phone. Even snuck it in once, pre-release song. She hold me down like a key-o with charm. Except she don't mace me or twist my arm. We write vows in Sharpie on my court docs. Judge said no contact, but we beat the clocks. Love after lockup, cuffed and proud. Matching jumpsuits, now we rockin' a crowd. She said, don't mess up, I said, bet. Now we're TikTok stars with no regrets. So here's the love and second chance thrill. From a concrete bed to Netflix and chill. They said, don't catch feelings, but I caught a case of butterflies, girl, not just in one place. Ankle monitor beep. Oops, curfew gotta bounce.